So there's 5 main reasons why people are choosing to move to Copperas Cove over Killeen, Texas. And the main one of those reasons is Killeen's reputation overall. So Copperas Cove kind of gets to benefit off of the fact that Killeen does not have the best reputation online, even though if you ask me, they're kind of 2 sides of the same coin. If you're gonna live in Killeen, then you'll never have to go to Copperas Cove. But if you live in Copperas Cove, you're gonna have to go to Killeen for something. So amongst my clients that I've been talking to lately, there's been a lot of chatter about the fact that Copperas Cove is a better option than Killeen. And a lot of it is based off of what they heard from a friend or just past hyperbole about the area. So today we're going to list 4 additional reasons why people are choosing Copperas Cove over Killeen. And we're going to state some facts to back that up so we can see, is it really true? Is Cove really better than Killeen in these areas? Or is it all hype? Let's get into it. My name is Stephen Harris. I am a dual licensed real estate broker and mortgage loan originator in the Fort Cavazos, Central Texas area. So that's Killeen, Cove, Temple. All I do all day is help homeowners and home buyers make good decisions about their real estate goals. So if you got any questions or real estate goals that you want to accomplish, reach out. I would love to talk. So the next reason is just the small town vibes. There's been this little bit of trend of deurbanization that's been going on where people are opting out of living in the more condensed areas and spreading out to the country so that they can have a little bit of elbow room with their house, bigger yard, things like that. So if you ask me, Copperas Cove is just a smaller, small town version of Killeen. Killeen's got a population of almost 200,000. If I'm not mistaken, at the last consensus, it was about 187. And then Copperas Cove has about 39,000 residents. That's a really big jump. That means less traffic, less crowds, and less likelihood that you're gonna see the people that you work with all day. So less likelihood that you're gonna see them whenever you get back home into your own space, neighborhood, and in the grocery store. So people who want to feel a little bit less connected to the hustle and bustle, then they opt for Copperas Cove. And with a population of nearly 40,000, like that makes a lot of sense. It makes for quieter neighborhoods. Cove's got 2 grocery stores, probably all the fast food chains that you could ever want, and 1 movie theater. And for some people, that is more than enough. They like that cozy hometown vibe. And if that's what you want, Cove is a really good option. It's a better option than Killeen when it comes to that, for sure. All right, the next one that I hear a lot is that Cove has a better school system. So Copperas Cove actually has its own independent school district, and Killeen has its own independent school district. And I don't have school-age kids, so I don't know a ton about the school quality, but I like to use niche.com as kind of my barometer to find out, okay, what are people saying about it and what do they have it ranked? So using niche.com, and I definitely want you to do your own research here, but the overall grade for KISD is a B, and going to Copperas Cove, the overall grade here is a B-. Now, definitely this could change school by school, so you want to go a little deeper and compare each school, but the academics, a little bit higher in Copperas Cove because they're B- in KISD, but still very, very similar. But I'll say you want to take it down a little bit more granular and compare school to school. Niche.com is great for that. Copperas Cove actually had really, really good STAR test scores, which is the standardized testing here in Texas. And you can actually go online and find those exact scores. I'll link that below. And then if we're talking about Copperas Cove graduation rate, it is 94.7, which is it's higher than everything else around it. And according to the most recent statistics, Killeen's graduation, I can't say graduation.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
Killeen's graduation rate is 88.6%. So that's a pretty decent jump. Let's move on to the next. All right, the clients that reach out to me are typically military families relocating from one base to the next. I get the occasional person that is actually relocating from another state to Killeen for its affordability and things like that. But the number one concern that I hear from both of those demographics is around safety. And this is where I think Copperas Cove really just kind of leaves Killeen in the dust. Now, y'all know that I like to use neighborhoodscout.com in order to get my crime statistics. And when I compared the two, man, Copperas Cove came out on top. So Cove's violent crime rate is 1 in 316. So you got out of every 316 people, maybe one of them is going to be a victim of some sort of violent crime. Whereas in Killeen, the violent crime rate is about 1 in every 183, and that's adults. So yeah, you have a way less chance of being a victim of violent crime in the Cove area. So if safety is a concern, then yeah, that makes sense. Another thing to say is like the property crime in both of those areas is nearly equal. So teenagers breaking in cars, stealing cell phone chargers, like that's going to be a thing in either area. So park in the garage and lock your car up. So for sure, Copperas Cove is a better pick for my people that don't want that on guard feeling. If safety is a big concern of yours and it's one of those things that makes you anxious, keeps you up at night, then Copperas Cove, really good option. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is perceived that Copperas Cove is a less expensive option than Killeen when it comes to buying a house. Now, I didn't compare like grocery prices or gas prices, but I'm gonna assume that the groceries and the gas and even the electricity is likely gonna be cheaper in Copperas Cove. And I'm gonna base that around the property tax rate, which Copperas Cove property tax rate is cheaper than Killeen. So it's coming in at about 1.7%. Whereas Killeen's coming in at about, and this is a medium average, like this changes for the different sides of town, different sizes of property. So just know the median tax rate in Copperas Cove is 1.57. The median tax rate in Killeen is 1.88. With that, it's more expensive to live in Killeen, but the home prices in Killeen versus Copperas Cove, your dad tells a different tale. So right now, the average price for a house in Copperas Cove is about $255,000, 2% annual increase, if that means anything to you. In Killeen, the average price of a home is $247,000. For my people that are looking for a more affordable price, then Killeen might actually end up being a better option. Even though the tax rate is higher, the amount of house you can get for your money is larger. With a median price of $247K, your monthly payment in Killeen versus your monthly payment for a similar house in Copperas Cove, they're probably gonna be roughly the same. And it might be slightly cheaper in Killeen, but if we add in gas, groceries, electricity, then I think Copperas Cove is gonna end up being the cheaper option. And it's also growing slower, so that means your property taxes are gonna raise slower. It saw a lot of growth whenever Killeen grew over the post-pandemic time when everything was going crazy. Copperas Cove prices actually went crazy, and then that's when it overtook Killeen. But for the longest, I've been selling houses here since 2015. Between 2015 and 2020, Cove was the cheap option, but now it is just a slightly cheaper option. And I didn't even know until I made this video that the average home price in Copperas Cove was higher than Killeen. That's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a bonus. Here's why I would move to Copperas Cove, and it is because it is scenic and beautiful. They call it like the gateway to hill country. The hills in Copperas Cove are massive. They are beautiful, and then they give you a very unique view that you just don't get in any of the neighborhoods in Killeen. In Killeen, where you are like higher elevated and you're looking down, all you tend to see is more houses and subdivisions. In Copperas Cove, on an elevation, when you're looking down, you see the houses and subdivisions, but you also see like more of the rural land, the country areas, like the unused and the farmland that's out there. It's really green and and lush. It's beautiful. If you are looking for a place that gives you more of a country feel and country vibe, and you have really beautiful scenery, then Copperas Cove is the winner there too. So if you're looking for a slower pace of life, a quieter city, a smaller town vibe, then Copperas Cove is definitely a clear winner over Killeen. I love them both. And if you are looking to move to either one of those, reach out. My calendar link is in the description. I would love to talk to you about your real estate goals. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video. This one's a really good one. Check it out. I appreciate you for spending some time with me here today, and I'm out. Peace.